Hey everyone, welcome back to another session. We are right on time. I love running right on time. We have tight schedule. We have a bunch of speakers and we are killing it. The speakers are killing it. I'm just here, just hanging out with them, right? But I want to introduce my next speaker here, and that is Charles with a company called Belch.io. And the topic of the presentation will be making HubSpot CMS development easier for non-developers. Charles, welcome to the summit. We're excited to hear you.
Thanks, Natalie. It's good to be here.
Take it away.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. I hope everybody's having a good day and enjoying all the other sessions. My name is Charles Drengberg. I'm going to share my screen, walk you guys through a little bit of an intro here. Give me 1 second. And hopefully you can see my presentation here. So, I'm CEO and co-founder of Belch.io, but my origin story with HubSpot really starts at Big Presence. I own Big Presence. I'm managing director of Big Presence. We're a platinum solutions partner in the partner program since, I believe, 2014. And what we're talking today about is building on the HubSpot CMS and making it easier for non-developers. So a little bit of my background. I'm a self-taught designer, developer, digital marketer, everything under the sun that we all do here in the HubSpot community. And I found HubSpot years into my career after publishing, after being a content writer, being a website developer, and freelancing for different startups to help them kind of grow their digital marketing over the years, and a stint at Microsoft. And in the HubSpot community, one of the things I've loved about most is there's a lot that we can do with HubSpot, and we're all asked to do a lot with HubSpot. So for those of you that are at companies that are using HubSpot and you're a digital marketer, you know what that means. You're asked to do many different things. And that was the origin of my digital marketing experience, was being able to put on many hats and do many different things, whether I was great at them or not. And one of the things that I found early on was website building in general was a difficult thing for developers to do. We always relied on our developers to do those things. And over time, we're being asked to do more and more as digital marketers. So at Big Presence, we wanted to find a way to build on HubSpot faster so that we could put our non-developers, our junior marketers, content marketers, our campaign marketers onto projects where they could actually build out landing pages for those campaigns on their own and not have to tap a developer every time they did it. One of those reasons is cost. It's expensive to have a developer building custom pages or any CMS that doesn't have a visual page builder. So we know what those costs are. We know that our clients didn't like paying those costs, but we know the results of custom landing pages for HubSpot is a big, important part of what we're doing. And often you need to do a custom page for those campaigns. So instead of avoiding doing that custom development, we built Belch internally as something that we could use on our team and do better work faster for our clients and keep the costs down so that cost wasn't a barrier to performance. And that was kind of the beginning of Belch inside of Big Presence. And after 2017's inbound conference, when we showed Belch to everybody else in the HubSpot community, we realized there was definitely a need for it. So we went ahead and kind of built out our original version of it and then launched the cloud version in 2018. And we now have over 3,500 HubSpot portals connected to Belch tools to help marketers do exactly what they want to do, which is build their marketing out and not necessarily have to call a developer every time they want to do that. So a couple of things I want to talk about. Only 17% of marketers use landing page A/B tests to improve conversion rates. That seems kind of crazy, but it's a stat that HubSpot put out last year, and we see it all the time. We just want to get the landing page up. This is good enough. Use the template that we used before, change out the content. We've all heard things like that, and it's something that we don't necessarily like to hear because we want to do the best marketing we can possibly do. Another interesting stat, landing pages are the least popular type of sign-up form, have the highest conversion rate. So we know they work. That's why we use platforms like HubSpot and other landing page builders because we know they work. Pop-ups, which are more popular, only have 4% conversion rate. So if you're thinking about doing campaigns the right way and you care about conversion optimization, you know that a landing page is going to be the most successful thing that you can put up there to convert a lead. So why are digital marketers avoiding things like this, like building proper campaigns and using landing pages and doing custom landing pages? Well, there's a pretty simple answer to that. So for B2B organizations, many HubSpot customers are obviously B2B companies. One of the things that we know is they're understaffed. Content marketing teams, digital marketing teams, we know that they're asking one person or two people to do email marketing, landing pages, advertising, website management, and whatever else falls under the umbrella of digital marketing nowadays for your organization. And we realize that that's difficult. And if tools are not made for the people that are doing the marketing, it can make it very difficult to get things done, and it can be costly to bring in outside help. So it's something that we're very aware of, and we see it inside of our agency all the time. These are just some stats from 2019 on how much budget is put towards content marketing. It's not as much as you would think it would be, but it is growing over time. But again, the people that are being asked to do these things aren't necessarily being given the resources that they need to get over the technical hurdles of doing things like building custom pages, styling custom templates, and pushing out marketing faster and on short timelines, which we all know we're all being asked to do days. One of the reasons those costs are so high for things that we're trying to do and trying to solve for with Belch is developers make good money for good reason. They do a lot of important things. They have a specialized skill. So one of the things trying to do is enable our marketers to do something that is a valuable skill and obviously a needed skill. And if you don't have the budget to have a HubSpot developer specifically, which you need for many things that you're trying to do in the HubSpot CMS, or a web developer who could learn it, if you don't have access to that or if you don't have budget for that, it makes it kind of difficult to get the kind of marketing done that you want to get done. So that's why we built Belch. So what is Belch exactly? So we have a couple different tools. Our main tool, though, is the front-end visual page builder for HubSpot. So it's a standalone app. If you go to belch.io, you can try it out for free. There's no barriers, no credit card needed to try it. And what it's doing is essentially giving you what you see is you get kind of editing experience for HubSpot landing pages and website pages that you can then publish directly into HubSpot. So everyone has the ability to build something for HubSpot CMS. It's something that works very quickly, and it gets a little bit faster over time as you start to save things like your brand guideline settings for fonts and colors and styles that you build inside of Belch. And you can publish those natively into HubSpot without being a developer. So we've given you as much control over the CSS, the ability to add new blocks, to add new content. And then we're also integrated really well and really deeply with HubSpot. So we can do things like pull in the existing form structures that you have inside of HubSpot, pull in existing menus and navigations that you already have in HubSpot and utilize those in our builder and just style on top of them. So think of it as an extension of HubSpot. It's not a replacement. We're not Unbounce. We're not publishing and holding on to your content on our servers. We're allowing you to push it directly into your portal, which means every image you put into Belch, every piece of content you put in there, you'll be able to push it to HubSpot and then even edit it inside of HubSpot. So there's a couple of things we've added to it. Google Fonts integration, changing your fonts on HubSpot templates you buy from the marketplace can often be one of those barriers people run into. We give you the font control over responsive fonts. So if you're worried about getting this perfect for mobile, you can do that within our builder, and it's very easy to see exactly what it looks like and see it in real time too. So we're giving you the ability to do what would be media queries for your developer, to be able to do that right inside of the app and quickly get something up and running as far as a landing page or a website page that you need without having to go through that process of development. And then obviously color pickers and being able to put your custom brand colors into color buttons and fonts and backgrounds and things the way you need to. So everything's really inside of the app. Styling forms is one of those things that if you try to do it inside of HubSpot, you've got some limited options as far as what you can do with the style of the form unless you know how to write CSS. We know most digital marketers aren't writing CSS necessarily. So we're trying to take all of those things that you would have to write CSS for and putting them right into our builder. And you're able to choose the menus and the fonts and everything that you have for your brand, but we're making it faster so that you can iterate on that, and you can do multiple versions of your landing page by just quickly moving things around, but all your styles are still set as far as your brand guidelines inside of our builder. And then the key to this is really that we're publishing directly into HubSpot. So there are other builders out there. People are using Unbounce. People are using other landing page builders like that in tandem with HubSpot for some reason. We're trying to keep HubSpot customers from doing that. We want to be able to build their landing page the way they want, style it really quickly, and get this into HubSpot where you can do additional customization of any of the content that you put in there. The way that we're doing that is we're adding all the HubSpot Hubble code to whatever you're building inside of our build as you publish it into your HubSpot portal. What's great about this is we've also added some features where you're able to add other custom modules that you've already built inside of HubSpot. So build something with HubSpot, building something in HubSpot becomes something you can do as an extension of Belch. Publish it in there, add anything else that you have as far as custom blocks, and then you're going to see, from this GIF right here that you can add additional pieces to that thing that you've already published, and you can add things like global elements, like headers and footers if you're trying to build a website. But we're really just trying to make this easy and make it accessible inside of HubSpot. So we're on the HubSpot partner community, the Connect program. We've been in there for, I think, 4 years now almost. So it's a seamless integration. We're doing everything the right way. So check us out on the community where you can download the app or get into the app. We do ask for certain permissions. So if you're doing that, we're asking for super admin capabilities so that you can get the APIs connected to your portal too. The way that it works is we actually create a template inside of HubSpot. So when you're building something in Belch and you publish it to HubSpot, the template moves over to HubSpot, but also the draft of the page that you're building. So you can quickly publish that, finish the title tags and things like that, but publish that really quickly after publishing it from Belch into HubSpot, and you can be live with it in a couple of minutes. We also give all the code. So again, we're not holding on to this. We're not trying to keep you captured inside of Belch. Once you publish it into HubSpot, you'll be able to open that template file and see all the CSS, all the HTML, and all the Hubble code that's put into that template. So you can make custom edits to that, extend it a little bit further than we can do through the API on our side, and allow a developer, if you do have access to one, to do some special things to that template that you kind of got a running start on and pushed into HubSpot. So building a page is done in minutes. If you go to belch.io, there's a couple of demo videos on there. I've challenged myself. I've challenged other people on the team to try to replicate landing pages we've seen on other websites, even HubSpot's page, which I think was done in about 20 minutes or so. You can build an entire site in a matter of hours, and we've had a lot of customers tell us that they were able to do things inside of Belch that they just weren't able to do inside of Design Manager, and it allowed them to get things done a little bit faster, but do things that they just weren't capable of doing before. So if you want to try it out, it's belch.io. It's free to try. There's no credit card gate or anything like that. Just get in there and you get 3 free publishes. And then if you have questions, you can jump on Slack. There's a link on our menu at belch.io, and we're happy to answer any questions. If you need some custom development, we can help out with that. But we want you guys to try it out and get into building more pages inside of HubSpot, and don't feel like there's a barrier anymore. We're trying to make it easier, and so is HubSpot. Natalie, I'd like to open it up to questions. I'm sure some people have some questions about how we're doing it and what else is possible.
All righty, so we have a question. Ramesh, you are super active. I want to give a shout out to you. Once we have HubSpot CMS, can we create prospect-specific microsite and display that page if a prospect from that company is visiting our website? Yeah,
great question. So as I said, when you're publishing from Belch to HubSpot, you're publishing things like rich text fields. So the ability to edit on the HubSpot side allows you to do things like drop in some of those HubSpot tokens. So if you're building landing pages that are intended for customers to see and you want to personalize it and say, drop a HubSpot token in there that says whatever their first name might be and welcome them the proper way, and use other parts of the CRM, the database to power some of that dynamic content, you can absolutely do that. We can't do it from our side, but once you publish it into HubSpot, you can do a lot of those things there.
We have Eric raise his hand. Eric, I am adding you to the stage. I wonder if you are ready. Do you have a question or anything you wanted to ask?
Yeah, quick question. I was wondering if you had like a done-for-you service, you know, like in terms of if somebody wanted 1 or 2 landing pages, instead of me just trying to sit with it and learn it, like you guys offer something like that?
We do. That's a good question, Eric. We do a couple of different things. We do things through Belch app that we can build for you and do those relatively quickly, but we also do custom module builds and custom builds in the back end of HubSpot with the same principles that we're using inside of Belch too. Easy to edit, lots of functionality, lots of SES options that we dump into anything that we build. So we do a little bit of both, and we can kind of build any custom module that you want. So we've done a lot of that stuff for clients.
Cool. So just reach out to you guys then?
Yeah, if you want to hop on our Slack channel, it's in the menu on our website. We're in Slack all day long, answering questions, helping people out, trying to solve problems that they might run into. But hit me up on there, and happy to talk about helping you out.
Cool. Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Eric. We do have another question from Becky. I may have missed this, but do you have a library of templates for a quick start?
Good question. You didn't miss it. I can show you a little bit of what that looks like.
We still do have 14 minutes, so go ahead and do that.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to show the app a little bit too. So if you go to app.belch.io, you'll get right into the app. I'm going to back out of here really quick. So when you log in, you're going to see, any saved templates that you might have already created. Here's some ones that I was creating in the past. And then we have inspiration here too. And what's important to know is the content blocks that we have in we like to call them more things than anything else. They're not necessarily templates because that sounds like they're locked in. They're all built off this minimalist theme here. So each one of these has the exact same content blocks, but just different stylings of that first theme. So you can choose one that's kind of already in the vein of what you want, but it's really so easy to use that there's no reason that you could start with any one of them. Set your fonts and your colors and your styles really quickly. And then you're able to really mold this into whatever you want it to be. So you can see that there's some pre-blocks over here. All of these blocks have different functionality, adding more columns, cloning them and adding multiple rows, changing the images, changing all the content. Everything's kind of similar to what you feel inside of the HubSpot builder in the back, but just a little bit easier to use. And then you've got things like setting all your, here's your logo, changing the height of this, body and paragraph fonts, or here's all your font styles here. So you're able to do all these things in here and really customize for yourself. So we give you something to work with, but we really want you to make something that's unique to your need.
I wonder if we want to do I can hear myself. I don't know if you guys can, like an echo. I wonder if we can do like a stress test. Can you just copy or use as an example any existing websites and pages and do it in Belch within, let's say, 5-10 minutes that we have left?
Sure. Let's try. Let's pull up Depositfix.
Oh no, you know what? Someone actually copied our website. A competitor tried to create something similar, and they tried to copy it, and they even left testimonials with the name of the founder of the company. It was like, I don't know, it just reminds me of that. Apologies.
Well, let me look at a page on here and see if we can do something like this. Yeah, here's a good example. So I'll share my screen. Just went to one of your pages on Depositfix. And I'm gonna just give you a kind of quick look at this to see what it looks like. And then I'm gonna move this off the screen so that I can actually look at it while in this. So one of the things we can do here, if I don't want a header, I could turn off my header. And if I want to start, actually you guys have a header. So if I take all the content, I'm just gonna kind of copy the content. If I want to change this content to the title that you guys have here, I want to change the background of this section to be this blue that you have. I'm just pasting this in. We can change all this font really quickly to white. This is probably something like this. This is going to be a little difficult to do on the fly probably, but center this, change it to white as well.
That's why it's called a stress test. And I'm dropping the link to the Depositfix page, just trying to see what's possible within 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a pretty simple page, so it makes it easier to do something like this. If I wanted to add another block, let's say I just want some text in the middle. It looks like you guys have a section like this. Get rid of that one. I'm just going to bring this back over so you guys can hit.
Yep.
All right. Copy this. I'll put this in here.
Nice. It starts to look exactly like the Depositfix page with those three things.
We're trying to keep it simple. So, I mean, copying somebody else's page or copying a page that you already have even is a great use case for, hey, I need to update this, look at this page that I already have, but I don't have the time to completely build this as new. Let's say this one's 32. It's adopting some of your styles. So copy and paste is not always the best way to do it, but let's say secure.
And you probably don't have to worry about the content anyway, so that's okay.
Yeah, I can keep going down this page and you can see, like, if I have 3, that's easy. But what if I wanted to have a 4th one here and add another piece of content in here? I can change this column count down to 2. I can change this up to 4, give myself a little bit more to work with. Change this to something smaller. And then even these icons that are here, we have awesome icons built into this. So you can really pick out, this one's a pencil right now, but if I want to change this to, I don't know, Behance, I can change the here. I can change all of these, and then I can also change the color of these as well. So get out of here.
It does make it fairly easy.
So now we're getting this branded really quickly. If we want the background to be black, get rid of this maybe. We can bring this, get rid of footer. And then
Becky is saying, so exciting, this is much easier than HubSpot editor.
Yeah, so we're just trying to simplify it. Even things like this, we've got this block where it's right image. If I wanted to switch this though, I could say, let's put this left, and then I could clone this one too, and then switch the other one to right. And then you're getting that left-right feel that a lot of us have on certain types of pages where we're just kind of explaining simple things. And then things like changing the spacing on these, like you really want this to look the way you want it to look, add a little bit more padding in there. So very easy to do something like that. I think this page right here, if I had to build this whole page, would probably take about 20 minutes. And then you can embed something like a calendar like that on there if you need to. But simple content like this is fairly easy to build out. And then when you have more complicated content and you need some custom development, that's why we give all the code. We want to make it easy for a developer to pick up on it. And a lot of the times we have clients that are saying, I just want to get 80-90% of the way there, and then I can hand it to a developer and they can add something in there that's custom or dial it in a little bit more. But at least you're reducing your development costs by 70-80% by doing it this way and allowing the marketer to have control over what they need, get everything to where they want it, and then they can just give simple directions to the developer about what they couldn't do through our app or what's a little bit difficult to do inside of HubSpot. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it easier. We can't solve every problem through the API, but we can do as much as we can.
Cool. Charles is asking, is it possible to create a standardized landing page that pulls in specific customer information that is password protected?
You would need some custom development to do something like that. But again, we could give you the framework for the page and you could style that page. And then inside of HubSpot, do things like that. If you want to hit us up on Slack, we could talk about how we've done similar stuff for other projects though.
Awesome. Michael is asking, can users save blogs they have created for reuse?
So we don't have the ability to work logs necessarily right now. Our page builder is really focused on kind of, just the framework of a template and a page, but there aren't endpoints for us to pull from through the API to do things like that quite yet. I know HubSpot's working on that, so we're hoping that in the future we can help you with things like blog archives and blog templates and things like that. But right now, this is more about static pages and landing pages.
Got it. Well, any other questions, guys and ladies? I don't have any other questions. We have about a couple more minutes left. So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them here in the chat. While you are doing that, Charles, any last parting words?
Just one question I'd like to ask everybody. Raise your hand if you've actually tried to build on HubSpot in the CMS, because I'm curious to see how many people are actually trying to build in there versus passing that off to somebody somebody else on the team or using an agency to do it. So just raise your hand if you're actually building things on HubSpot CMS.
Becky is saying building a page at this exact moment. Darren is saying yes. Elizabeth is saying yes. We have a few raised. Tiffany has raised her hand. What is your username on Slack? Eric is asking.
I'm just Charles. I don't know, actually. Let me check.
Search for Charles.
Just
then
look for Charles on there. Yeah. When you get into Slack, you'll be in our general channel. Just say hello in there, and we'll reach out and say hello to you guys too. I'm in there every day. And then also Tim Joyce is our lead architect and co-founder of Belch. He's also in there often answering questions, and he's very much active in the community on the HubSpot community too.
Awesome. We do have lots of people who raised their hand and said, yes, we develop on CMS. And Maria, hey Maria, very nice to see you here. It was a great session. If you were to choose one key takeaway, although I think it might be obvious, what would you recommend for people, like maybe anything else that you can come up with?
My big recommendation to everybody in the HubSpot when it comes to CMS is if it doesn't seem like you can do it, there's often a solution out there. So use the community, find apps like ours. There's other ones out there doing similar things, trying to make it easier. And we work really closely with the HubSpot CMS team. They're doing the right things to get this better and better and easier for you guys. So feel free to reach out to us, reach out to the community. There's lots of options out there for doing things that are tough to do on the surface, and we're all trying to solve those problems. So don't be afraid to reach out.
I love it, and I do that. This is a very friendly community, and that's why we are, Depositfix are hosting this summit. We're inviting all of our friends, partners, other people who are maybe doing some similar things, right? But all of us are friends here, and I enjoy how just overall friendly and helpful the communities are. So yes. And by the way, I am going to drop a link here to our Facebook group where HubSpot enthusiasts hang out. Feel free to join that. This group is done by Depositfix as well. Charles, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I love how very quickly you were able to kind of take me up on the offer and just go ahead and implement the Depositfix duplicate page. So thank you so much for that. And everyone, look forward to chatting with you in a couple of minutes. Bye.
Bye, guys.